So these Driftwood sculptures have been coming across my Instagram feeds, made by Tony Fredrickson. And he makes all kinds of awesome ones. So you can see all the different kinds of animals. And these are relatively big. There's a full-size gorilla. He's from Africa, so he does a lot of African type ones. But he uses what he has to inspire him. So like a snail. And so I want to do that. So here's what I've got. I've got some driftwood here that I culled from my collection that I've been buying off online, and I want to make a scorpion. I've got pieces here for the body. This piece is what inspired me because it looks like the stinger of one. So that's what's going to be the stinger. And then I went through and I got some pieces here for the legs, and then maybe for the pincers there. And then I'm going to use some brass and steel rods to help me secure these together. So I did make a sculpture already. It's of a skull, so you can look at that here. And I was recording that, but I didn't like how the video was going to turn out, so I decided to scrap that video, and I'm going to focus on this one. One of the things I learned from doing that driftwood is I was using epoxy resin to hold everything together, and there was a lot of sanding, and you could still see quite a bit of it in the end product because it just kind of squirts out. I mean, even when you're using 5-minute epoxy. So I'm going to be using these rods and super glue, and hopefully there'll be less cleanup afterwards. Just need to take out some material here. Here's a 3/16 inch brass rod. So I got a 3/16 inch bit in. I'm going to drill in here, and then I'll mark where I need it there. Alright, now I'm going to mark where I need it. I'll probably have to rough this out some more, but get a better fit. But this will at least give me an indication where it needs to go. Alright, so I bent this over quite a bit, and then I had to really hug out some material in through here, but now I've got a pretty good fit how I want it. Just need to take off a little bit more there so that I get a little better contact here. It's a little bit of going back and forth, but I'm almost there. Just a little bit right there, and then it should be good. Okay, that piece is on. I'm going to do the same thing with this. Starting to come together. so I have the main body done for this. Turned out pretty good. I'm happy with how strong it is with the brass rods and the cyanoacrylate glue, the CA glue. Before I go any farther, I'm going to put a couple of rods in here and here, and then mount it to a board because the legs, I think, are going to be a little weak, as well as the claws, the pincers that come out. So I'm going to do that next. All right, so I think if I just use this table as kind of a reference to line up both of these, so I can at least get it close to where I want it. Doesn't have to be perfect, but certainly don't want them too far out of parallel. So this is just an old shelf I had lying around. I use this. I've marked where I need to put this, and I need room for those pincers up ahead. So that looks about right there. So something like that. All right, so I've got it mounted on there. It looks pretty good. And next, I need to work with what will be the pieces for the pinchers on the front, the claws, whatever you call them. And so I've got the ones that'll be on the right side and the ones that'll be on the left side. And I'm going to make those first and then attach them. I think that'll be the best way to do it. And so I've got the rod in this one, and I know it needs to go in there, so I can mark the angle that needs to go in. That helps when I do the drill bit, and I know that needs to come in right in there for it to fit right. So hopefully, you only get one shot at this really, but we'll see how it goes. And after shaping a little bit inside here, pretty happy with that fit. All right, after fitting the other side, carving away a little bit so that I can sit here nicely. I can put this one on as well. Looks pretty good so far. Got the legs to put on yet. These are the pieces I have for the legs, and I like, you know, pieces like this, which are great. They got the natural bends in them, but I didn't have enough of those. I've got a few like this, but I also have some like this and like this that are straight, which I don't have enough of the curved ones. So what I was able to do off camera is to take a straight one and make it into a curved one. Let me show you how I did that. So the first thing I did is I marked my segments, and I just took a pencil line and just drew a straight line That's about how much I want that first segment to be. And then the second segment I want to be about right here. Measure it so it's about the same as this one. Be right there. But I don't want to just cut them straight, so I just cut a little bit of an angle on both of those. Not much. Like there and there, there, and there. So then I'll cut those on the bandsaw. So there's my cut piece, and then because I put those angles in, now I've got kind of the angle I want. But of course, if I try to glue that, it's going to be pretty weak. So I'm going to drill a hole through so I can get a rod in through there. And but this is going to come out the top here. So what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to drill in straight here, trying to get to this point, and then I'll bend that rod to match this one. So I need that basically right in the center here. I'm actually reaming this out quite a bit, just to make it'll be a loose fit, which is what I want. And then I'm going to follow that hole into this piece then. So I've got, this is the bottom part of that leg, and hold that again as close as possible, and then drill a hole in through there. This isn't necessarily easy, but and now I want to follow that straight in that. So I've already glued this rod into that piece, and this is going to go on here like that. So let's put a little super glue right on the rod here. CA glue, shouldn't call it super glue. So now this one goes on here like this, but as you can see, it doesn't fit right, so I've got to bend the rod here. Might have to do that a couple times. All right, and then that's going to be a pretty good fit. I just need to ream it out a little bit more so that it slides past that corner. So now with that bent, and then I ream that out, now it fits in there nicely. So again, I'll put some CA glue on there and call it good. All right, so I put the legs on and it's completed. I'm not going to put any oil or other finish on it because it usually darkens the driftwood too much. So here it is. Thanks for watching. I appreciate the support.